Hey, what's happening out there, everybody? This is Lawrence Ross, and I host The Lawrence Ross Show. It's a podcast where I talk about the news of the week and I interject some comedy elements in there periodically. You can check it out on your favorite podcasting platform. Just search for it, and I'm on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and a bunch of other platforms. So go check it out. It's a 2-hour weekly program, and new episodes come out every Friday. And I was asked by one of my followers on Facebook, Becca out of Minnesota. She was curious as regards to what my setup is like and how and why I got into the podcasting thing. So let me tell you a little bit about that real quick. So I got into the podcasting thing in 2006. There was this radio guy who I used to listen to named Phil Hendrie. That's Philhendrie. Go look him up. He is really funny. And I've actually had the chance to interview Phil several times. Really nice guy. But it was the Phil Hendrie show that first exposed me as to what the term podcasting meant. He was talking about it and he explained it. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So now you don't have to manually download stuff. You can just download this program and it automatically downloads the episodes to your computer. That's pretty neat. And thus, that's kind of how the podcasting thing got started for me anyway. And just to give you, and why I like doing this because, well, I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing, talking about the news of the week. I enjoy talking about sports when I can. And but I really enjoy doing impersonations. So I want to give you a quick little rundown as to what my setup is like. This first computer over here to the left, right here, this thing is what I use to broadcast. Now, you're probably wondering, well, wait a second, isn't this a podcast? Well, yes, it is. I mean, I got to have something to record it off of. But it's initially a live internet radio show on tf52.com. And you can check that out 7 to 9 p.m. every Friday night. And so that is what the podcast becomes after it is the live internet radio broadcast. Now, this computer has, well, there's really not much to say. I just record off of it and do any sort of mixing and whatnot. Use it to record comedy elements and things of that nature. Now, this computer right here is what I use for browsing the internet, pulling audio clips, and then I play the audio clips off of this computer right here. Any sort of audio that you hear on the program. If it's like a sound clip or if it's a news item or if it's a positioning statement, an intro, whatever the case might be, that is what comes out of this computer right here. And I also use it to write my various comedy elements and things of that nature. And I will sometimes use this as kind of like the post-production computer for some comedy elements, but that all depends. That depends on how I'm feeling that day. Now I want to take in regards to the tools I use to make this podcast possible. This right here is the microphone right here. And I've had this thing for 10 years. 10 years. It's been great. It's one of those XLR microphones. And this right here is the headset that I use. Not the original headset that I started out with, mind you. But there it is. Maybe you can see it on the camera. And I'm pretty sure some of you are probably looking at that and going, isn't that pink? Yeah, it is, but it gets the job done. That's the important thing. Now I want to take you to the mixing board real quick. This is how I do things. This is how I get my levels and all that other fun stuff. It's a 6-channel mixer. And I think it's from Behringer, I think. And I'm going to take you through it, each thing basically. This right here is the microphone. This first knob to the all the way to the left is for the microphone, the main microphone that I use, which is that plug right there. Then there's a second microphone if anybody ever wants to join me, which nobody has in regards to like that respect. That no one's ever joined me with an XLR microphone. Then this knob right here is the volume for an input device, which is this computer, the broadcasting computer, because I occasionally take calls on here. The number is 813-602-2715. That's 813-602-2715 if you want to get in on the program. From 7 to 9 p.m., that is when the lines are open. But other than that, it is a voicemail line. And if your voicemails are good enough, I'll play it on the air. And also, if you text that number, I might read it on the air too. Then here is the fourth knob. That is for the computer where I play audio clips from. This is for the headphones. Doesn't affect the sound from the other channels. But this knob right here, the last knob over on the right, affects all of the channels on what is being broadcasted. And over there you can see all the lights and little buttons and whatnot. And these little knobs that I use kind of mess with like the lows and the highs and the mids and that sort of a thing. Adjust the gain if need be, that sort of a thing. So that is that. So there you have it, folks. A little behind the scenes tour of my little studio and how I do the Lawrence Ross Show. And make sure that you subscribe to the podcast if you're interested. And please make sure that you rate and review it, because that helps. That gets the word out a little bit. It kind of pushes the algorithm a little bit more. And thank you for watching.